first time I met him was like a month ago, I guess. Yeah, that was like a month ago. And I see him every day, but you know, I see him like he's busy all the time. And then the first time I remember was like, I think I had to bring laundry to Soft, you know. And then nobody was around, and the monitors were quite new, and I really didn't know their faces, and I was not really close to them, unlike like last year and stuff, you know. So I was like, Sophie's not here, and I was like trying to call her, trying to text her. Where is she? It's like, probably just in the bathroom, but I don't know. I had to go somewhere too. I think if I'm not mistaken, I had to go somewhere. So I was like, where's Ate? I kept ringing the bell, Ate, Ate, and I just sat there. I was like, Soft, and then Kuya was like, Kuya, are you free? What? I have a laundry, and you know, can you give it to? Oh, sure, sure, sure. And I think he was really busy at that time. He was like bringing stuff, and then I just suddenly called him because like I was also busy, and I had to go somewhere. So he came down, and he had all his stuff, and then he brought the laundry with him, going up there, and I was like, okay, there you go, third floor. And then he knocked soft, and then I think he gave the laundry, and then he came down and said, thank you, Kuya, salamat, Kuya. And then he smiled, and I was like, okay, thanks. So I was like, okay, I went back home, and then I was like wondering, wow, I don't even know the guy at all. And I was like wondering, who's that guy? Is he a monitor? But I don't think guys are usually allowed, and I only see like Kuya, like other Kuyas before. And I was like, okay, awesome. But then later on, I don't really see him that often anymore. It's like he usually works around. And then, just like 2 weeks later, I was like, wow, typhoon. Wow, the first 2 days was like, I think there will be no school. And then, awesome, yes, no school at last. I could sleep. And then 2 days later, I heard the news. Like students came back from Japanese cave, and like 3 are still, you know, they're trying to search for him. Like, oh, and I was like, why would students go out at this time of the year, you know, typhoon, like, wow, why on earth? And I was like, well, it's too bad, you know, it's not their fault. And then I was like, okay. And then Sock told me, you know, Kuya, one of the guys missing is Kuya Jay. I was like, who the heck's Jay? Who's he? He's the monitor. He's one of the monitors in Dama. I was like, oh, crap. Kuya. Why him? You know, I was like, why him? Why? Oh, I was just like, I just met him like 2 weeks ago, and now he's gone? But, you know, I was like, no, he has to come back, you know. I don't really know him at all, but he has to come back. And then the day that I went to PIC, I was like, oh, I was expecting not that much. But then when I got there were a lot of people, and then a lot of people were like talking about PJ, especially his best friend. And then Ate and Monitor, and I was like, wow, what an awesome person, you know. I may not have known him, but just by hearing his stories, it's like, whoa. For a guy myself, like just for me, because like guys like us can't feel another feeling for another guy, correct? And for you girls, it's okay, right? But for me, I can't feel that way. It's like, wow, this dude is awesome. Like, I don't even know him. Like, okay. And then on and on, his story doesn't stop, you know? He's like, wow, when will his story end? I was like, this dude is awesome. It's like whenever I come back to Dhamma, and wherever I go, and whenever, you know, I meet people who know him, he says that, you know, we miss PJ so much. And I was like wondering, how could a guy be missed so much. I kept asking myself, I was like, wow. And all my life, I've been trying to put out a name for myself. I've been trying to put out a character. It's like my mom always told me, son, you know what? We may not have riches and everything, that kind of stuff, but always remember that a name is better than riches. Because you know what? If you die, you think your money will go with you? If you die, do you think all those memories, all those, no matter how awesome you were, do you think you will be remembered? And I was like, why does my mom keep telling me that, if I die, I'm just like 13, Mom. I was like, oh, okay. But you know what? I understood what my mom had told me when I went to PIC, and then I met him. I found out that, no matter who you are, but your character, your name, I was like so astonished, I was so amazed of how a guy could live. He's a working student, and I respect working students so much. But he's one of the Filipinos. I come back from Thailand, and then I don't really know my country that much. But he's a guy so respectable, because his name, from all of you guys here, you all know him better than I do. But I was like, as an outsider, I see that you guys respect him so much. His name will stay like on and on and on. His memories that he has shared with you guys will never fade away. And I'm just, if I was the parent of Kuya J, I'll be so thankful that I had a son, even though that I didn't have the money to raise him, but he worked for it, he strived hard for it. He's still working for his education, and not all. He's sharing memories with you guys and making your life worthwhile here at AUP. So I was just like, if VJ was here, I'd really hug him and say, wow man, you should teach me how you live, how so positive, how you live your life. So I just really want to thank the guy, even though I may not have known him that much, but VJ, wow, you're awesome.